and welcome back to my Seduce me de Otome. Ooh la la. Okay. Anyways, we are back in on this story, and nothing much really happened in the previous episode, which is because it's all introductory stuff. We were introduced to Hannah's. I keep saying Hanny again. God damn it. Hannah's friends, which were Suzu and Naomi. Got a bit of an encounter with the bitch of the school, which is Lisette. We got the news of our grandfather passing away. We were really close to our grandfather, so it was really sad for us, but our dad has been showing, or has been kind of hinting at us, because he didn't want to talk about our grandpa at all. Like, there's some bad blood between them. We just don't know what it is, and he refuses to tell us anything about it. And he just gets mad at us for just like bringing it up. So like there's some shady business is going down, and upon the funeral ending, we get a the lawyer came up to us and basically listed off the grandpa's or our grandfather's will, and it turns out we get the estate or his entire mansion. Woo! And by recommendations of our dad, we moved in, and so he just dropped our ass off, said peace, and then we walked in and we found these guys on the floor bleeding, and we're just like, what the fuck? How the hell did it even get in here? And we were just about to call 911 or do some shit or something until one of them woke up and probably used his Jedi mind tricks, demon sorcery magic, and made us kiss him, because that's what they do apparently. And we got pretty angry. We kicked him a few times though, so it's all good. And so now this is to the point where Hannah is calm. She's calmed down from the whole incident, and she is now questioning why the hell are they all in this house, because I, for one, remember that the door was locked. So don't give me that demon sorcery magic bullshit. My god, it's just like every excuse. It's like, how did you get up there? It's just like demon sorcery. It's like, fine. Okay, but anyways, continuing on. So what exactly are all of you doing in my house? God damn it.
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
Psst. Clearly. Okay, what? What do you mean? You don't just barge into people's homes? That's called trespassing.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives.
You look pretty fine to me, but okay, what am I? Who am I to say?
Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
The windows were unlocked? What the fuck? Who the fuck unlocked the window? Oh my god. Someone clearly didn't do a good job at securing the house. The last time I remember, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping on private property. Yeah, that's what's called trespassing. Although, considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Obviously not. Because from this description, we already know that they're demons or incubi. But we as Hannah, we don't know that yet, so let's act accordingly. Not normal? What are you guys, demons or something? I love how she assumes that the first thing. Like, the first thing that comes into her mind is just like, they're not normal. Okay, they have to be demons or something. Not drug dealers. I asked almost jokingly, but the boys seemed to take my question differently. You kinda are right.
Well, yeah, actually, something like that.
Eh?
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Yeah, we already know that, but Hannah doesn't, so, ugh! Incubi, the fabled demons that existed to haunt humans and make them sex-crazed monsters? Okay. The mythical beings that could look like anyone just to get into your pants? That's more like it. The imaginary monsters you only saw in movies or on TV? Yeah, that's more along the lines. The first one is just a little extreme.
Hello? Did you hear him?
Yeah?
We're telling the truth.
You know, in other situations, I would have asked for some proof, but gut instincts tell me that, okay, so if I were to believe you...
Do you think she's still processing it?
I would still not believe you, actually, even if you did say it.
Yes, and she'll understand right about...
Right. It was funny while it lasted, but it's time to cut the joke short. Incubuses don't exist. That's the plural for incubi? Incubuses. It would have been funnier if it was like, you know, like geese and goose. Incubuses. Okay, there was no way they existed. That would be practically impossible.
Ahem. Incubi is the correct plural.
Okay.
And yes, we do exist.
Incube. So I was right and Hannah was wrong. God damn it. I'm not gonna listen to you anymore. Prove it. Oh. She'd done the exact same thing that I would have done, but I would have just been like, fuck it. We'll just, entertain the idea. As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them. Haha, see?
Very well. Eric, go ahead.
No, I take it back. I take it back, JK.
Very well.
JK, joking.
My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it. And maybe you'll even want more.
Uh-huh. What? Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. I couldn't help but nod and agree with his offer. How does she know? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, okay. Why am I getting kissed all over the place? I ain't a thoat. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was sent spinning in a heated, passion-filled pleasure. Yet I could feel my body drain of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
Yeah, now let go. As he pulled away, I was left in a mental mush pool. I felt weak in the knees, despite my will demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin as I tried to speak. I think I'm going to...
Where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
I kind of realized that 5 seems to be the solidarity number here for, like, romancing guys. And it's always the same kind of character trope.
Miss, are you okay?
Sure, great.
Shit. She fainted.
Fuck you. I couldn't believe it. Incubi, real. It all spun around in my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, reminding my body of the touch of the incubi's lips against mine. However, I began to feel the smooth silk around me and my eyelids unwillingly opened. Where? Oh, it's a nice room. I awoke to find myself in an unfamiliar place. Where was Mom? Dad? I was pretty sure this wasn't my room. Obviously not. Did you forget that you just moved into this mansion? Got harassed by like a bunch of gentlemen. Oh wait, I lived at my grandfather's house now. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. I was still in the clothes that I arrived at the house in, but I was laying in a silk-covered bed. I remembered coming in the afternoon, so why was it night time already? Because you passed the fuck out. Suppressing a yawn, I stretched my arms. Maybe I should order some food for delivery. I was feeling pretty hungry. I was about to sit up, but I suddenly realized that I wasn't alone. Who the
You're awake.
Okay. Haka! Since when was he standing there, and who the heck was he? A guy in my bedroom? Did we? No, we clearly have clothes on. There's no way! Sorry, I think I was saying my thoughts aloud. Why was I apologizing to a stranger who only said 2 words since I woke up? Wait, he looked eerily familiar. Yeah, he's the guy. Then it all came back to me. Incubus. Incubus. He was an incubus. And he and his brothers came here for refuge. And 2 of them kissed me, and then I fainted. And that was how things came to this. Oh. Right. He was leaning against the far wall, looking at me. My heart began to race as I thought of the endless list of possibilities this situation brought me. I hated the thought of being under an incubus's power, especially in a bedroom. Then jump the fuck out the window. Be calm, jump up, and protect yourself. Just be calm. I don't think he's gonna do anything. But if Nameless taught me anything, it's to save all my choices. Because who the fuck knows? Let's be calm. I took a deep breath. I was sure that if any of them wanted to take advantage of me, they would have already. Exactly. Yeah, I'm awake now.
That's good.
Nah! I saw a small form of a smile on his face, which made me blush a bit. Why, though? One thing still concerned me, though.
I'm not going to use my powers on you.
Okay, that's good. Huh? How?
I can read minds. It's an ability I was born with. Each of us has a different ability, outside of our usual mind-altering powers.
Okay. Great. Even more surprises. I grew even more worried about the situation I was in. I see. How long have I been asleep?
For a few hours. It's already gotten quite dark outside.
I see that. Ah, well, where are the others?
My brothers are downstairs, cleaning up the blood from the lobby floor. And making you dinner as an apology.
Good! I didn't have to tell you to do so before I passed out, because that would have been the first thing I would have told you, just to clean that shit up. Oh, okay, that's unexpectedly sweet.
Oh, it's the least we can do after invading your home, and 2 of us using our powers on you.
Good, you seem nice. You've got a point. Right, I had forgotten about that. It still irked me that they had practically taken advantage of me at that point. Even if they were demons, it was pretty rude to demonstrate their powers by kissing me. I wasn't some kind of human plaything. All this seemed pretty unreal. It was like something out of those romance novels that Naomi sometimes read. Are you talking about Twilight? I really hope you're not talking about Twilight, because that's like the shittiest thing. I wish I could have just went back to sleep and forgotten all about this. Maybe I should have just called the police on them. Then I would have never landed myself in this situation. That would have been a smart idea.
Do you feel well enough to get out of bed?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. Whoa. Whoa.
Trust me. I won't let you go.
Whoa, unnecessary, but okay. I'm not so sure about this.
I promise.
But dude, I can walk. Okay, I trust you.
Good.
Okay. I was speechless. He was carrying me as if I weighed nothing. He was so strong.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
I decided to close my mouth for the time being so that I wouldn't weird him out or make things more awkward than they already were. Well, he didn't seem to mind carrying me or listening to me talk, so at least things weren't too strange. Damien seemed very quiet and calm about everything, especially with the situation we were in. However, there was a sort of longing in his eyes when he looked at me that wasn't lustful. It was more in admiration. I guess Damien can be like the timid one. The timid, quiet one. But I'm pretty sure you don't want to fuck with him because I'm pretty sure he's beast. Deep down, he's like, hey, there's that kind of side to him. I'm pretty sure. I know these Otome visual novels game in their fucking plot twist. I know your tricks. You can't fool me. Once we reached the lobby, I decided that I felt well enough to walk on my own. As strong as he was, it was like he was carrying nothing. I didn't want to make him carry me everywhere. Yeah, that's kind of awkward. Yeah, that would be mortifying. Thanks for carrying me, but I think I can walk by myself now. not saying that I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it. Not in a weird way, of course. It's not like I get carried around all the time. What I'm trying to say is that it was really nice of you to do that. I started to fumble over my words again, real smooth.
It's no problem. I'll be heading to the dining room then.
Okay. Alright, see you. Where the hell are we going? He gently lowered me to the ground before he walked off quietly, disappearing into the shadows of the dark lobby.
Oh, hi!
Hi. You're definitely the Shota type that's hiding his bloodlust behind a cute face. I don't trust you. Suddenly, a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced up to me. He looked vaguely familiar. Oh wait, they all look vaguely familiar, Hannah. They're all the guys that just broke into your house and bled all over your marble floors, okay? You're Matthew, right?
That's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
Thanks. I'm fine.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
No, I'm good. No, I'm fine. I'm sure of it. I must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me downstairs. How embarrassing.
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
It's okay. After all, I did hit Sam after what he did, and about Eric, I just wanted you guys to prove to me what you were saying. I suppose incubi are real then. I wondered how exactly I got myself into this mess. First my grandfather, then a fight with my father, blowing up at Lisette, and now this. I certainly had a knack for getting myself into sticky situations.
Oh, I have an idea.
What? He shoved his hands into his pockets with a cheery grin on his face.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Uh-huh. Is he trying to do a magic trick?
Ta-da!
The fuck is that? What the fuck? Why do you have an albino squirrel? And why is it holding a knife? What the hell is it? Oh shit. I'm so used to the nameless controls for still, and the escape button is when you can get rid of the dialogue box. But seriously, what the fuck is that? It looks like it has rabies. What is that exactly? Don't touch it. He smiled as if to wave it off, but when he opened his eyes and saw what he was holding, his face froze in shock. Okay, so you didn't mean to pull that shit out either. Okay, then.
Wait a second. What did I just make?
What did you just...
This is...
What did you just... Get rid of it. What he produced from his pocket was a creepy-looking doll. Okay. Yeah.
Ah, what is that?
I don't know! Get rid of it! I'm not sure. Oh god, it laughs. Get rid of it. Oh my god, burn it. Kill it with fire. His face paled considerably and he dropped it onto the floor, scooting away from it frantically. Dude, do something. You're the one who put it there.
Get it away from me! It might be possessed by a demon or something!
You're telling me! Ugh. But isn't he a demon himself? Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
Or more like it just came straight out from hell, okay? Can we just get rid of it now? Let's just burn it. He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. Aw, it's okay. You don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. It's creepy is what it is. You can have it. I think I'll keep it. Like hell, I want to keep that. Like hell. You can have it.
What? I appreciate the thought, but no thanks.
Why not? I mean, you made it. That's too bad. Are you sure? I picked up the doll and waved it around him. It was fun. It was funny teasing him.
Gah! Help! It's gonna kill me!
Throw it at him. Alright. Alright, I'll stop.
Anyway, I'm heading back to help out with the food. You can come over if you're hungry.
But what about this thing? What do I do with it? I don't want to keep it. I think I'll go with you then. Something smells good. My stomach rumbled in agreement. I was starving.
Oh, the girl's awake.
I got a name, okay? Excuse me, I have a name, you know. Exactly.
Should we really care?
Yeah, you should, because this is my house, bitch.
Sam, I will roast that tongue for dinner if it doesn't stop flapping in that idiotic mouth of yours.
Okay, so James is the reliable one that keeps everything, from going to shit. And Sam is just an ass, for now.
Whatever.
I apologize for his attitude.
Okay. Oh, that's fine.
Good. I hope you'll enjoy the meal we prepared for you.
What did you make, though? Meal? For a second, my mind didn't understand what James meant. Maybe it was the doll getting to my head and distracting me. That's right. Damien and Matthew mentioned that they were making dinner as an apology. Oh, wait, you didn't have to.
We insist. Besides, it's quite impossible to undo our cooking, even if you command us to.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, thank you. As long as you don't poison me, then sure. Matthew put down the last of the plates on the table and bowed a bit exaggeratedly to me, gesturing to the table with a sweeping motion.
Ah, there we go. Dinner's all served.
Cool. What are we eating? The table was filled with various foods from an eclectic selection of cuisines. One portion of the table was filled with elegantly plated Asian foods, and another portion some yummy-looking desserts. Ooh, Asian. And there were yet more and more plates that I could have possibly imagined. Wow. Whoa, that's a lot of food. And it all looks so good.
We hope you enjoy it, my sweet.
Oh my god, it's another Yuri. What? Sweet? Me?
That's enough, Eric.
You're no fun, James.
I don't need to be fun, Eric. Miss, please follow me.
Okay. I didn't know what came over me, whether it was his politeness or maybe his power, but I couldn't help but take his offered arm. James seemed very kind and intelligent, but aside from that, there was something that set him apart from his brothers. Not to mention, he didn't really seem to hold much appreciation for them.
Miss, I have to ask, why do you live alone?
Because my father kind of kicked me out. Oh, well, it's kind of a long story.
I'm all ears if you wish to tell.
Sure. Let me sit down and tell you about how my life got turned upside down. To put it briefly, I just moved here today.
That explains the luggage you brought in when you came through the front doors. By the way, we put your belongings in the room you were sleeping in. That seems to be the master bedroom, I believe.
Sweet. Thanks, this house is really big. I don't think I even explored the entirety of the estate when I was a child.
You lived here before?
I visited. No, truth be told, this is my grandfather's house. I used to visit him all the time when I was younger.
May I ask why you now live in your grandfather's house?
He's dead. He actually passed away yesterday. It was bequeathed to me in his will, and I was sent to live here whether I liked it or not.
My condolences. It seems like you don't like the idea of living here.
Well, nah. It's not that I don't like this house or that I don't have fond memories of being here. It's just the implications that come with staying at this estate. It's kind of complicated to explain. Yeah, because, technically, my dad sort of forced me to go live out on my own because, it'd be quote-quote good for me.
How do you feel about it?
What was that? Shit, what was that? How do you... What? I was distracted. What? I certainly wasn't expecting that question, but in a good way, it was different from what I had heard the entire day at school. I appreciated the fact that he was willing to listen. I feel angry, sad, scared, and confused. It's hard picking out the different emotions that I'm feeling right now. I wish I was stronger.
You don't have to be strong.
What do you mean?
I understand that you're going through a difficult time, so it's okay to feel those emotions. You don't have to be strong at all.
How thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Are you all right? There seems to be a small bruise on your cheek.
Right. He caught me off guard with that comment. I thought no one would have noticed something as small as that, but they're demons and they got supernatural powers, so... Oh, I'm fine. He stopped and leaned in close, a bit too close for comfort, or maybe it was just me, inspecting my face. He was really quite tall, having to bend over so much to just look at me straight in the face. It was hard to look at him, especially when he was so close. After a few seconds, he straightened up and began walking again.
Well, if you're having any problems, I'm always here to listen.
Aw, you're so nice. Well, you should be, because you bled over all my floor, and you kind of broke into my house. But, details. Don't set the details. That's really kind of you to offer.
My pleasure. Here's your seat.
Aw, thank you. Wow,
Let me get your chair for you, lovely lady.
I was gonna say, like, did we just kind of stand there for like the longest time, just taking our sweet ass time getting to the dining table? God. Oh, Eric was very charming and his smile pulled at my heart. The way he kept flirting with me definitely designated him as the charmer of the demons, yet there was a little distance in his eyes. Of course.
By the way, I apologize for my behavior earlier. Stealing your second kiss like that.
You don't sound so apologetic, but okay. Huh? Oh yeah, when I didn't believe that they were incubi. It's fine, I guess. I mean, you didn't just get up and grab a kiss for no reason. Sam.
I'm not as forward, unlike Sam.
I see that. Suddenly, Eric leaned in and whispered in my ear.
I won't lie, though. I enjoyed kissing you and feeling you melt in my arms.
Okay, dinner's over that way, big boy. I was torn between smacking him and trying to play it cool. Be cool, smack him. Smack him.
No! That's going to sting.
You can take it. Sorry, I panicked.
No, I was expecting that.
I drew my attention back to the dishes. I was both intrigued and slightly scared by the amount of food they made. Seeing my expression, Eric leaned forward and proudly smiled, gesturing to all the dishes with a dramatic sweep of his arm.
I made almost all of the dishes myself.
Oh, really? Humorously enough, Matthew looked at him with a shocked expression, as if he was betrayed. His face changed instantly to that of a frown.
And I'm the Queen of the Nile.
What's that supposed to mean?
Me, you, and James did the work together, dummy.
It's you, James, and I, Matthew.
We got ourselves a grammar Nazi. Oh, great.
Little boys will always make mistakes.
Can we just eat already? Matthew looked at James in disbelief, probably for siding with Eric, and he annoyedly swiveled back to Eric to confront him.
I'm not a little boy. I'm barely a year younger than you.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Okay. Ha ha ha. I really couldn't help but laugh. Matthew seemed very much like a kid. He was adorable. However, I couldn't help but feel like in a way he was much more mature than the others, especially Eric.
Huh? Is something funny?
No. Haha, no, it's nothing at all. Thank you for the meal, all of you.
Oh. You're welcome, miss.
Such a well-mannered young lady. Beautiful inside and out.
Thanks.
Eric, knock it off!
In agreement with Matthew, Sam cocked up his head and glared at Eric.
Seriously, you're getting really annoying with that suck-up act.
It was obvious that Sam was the bad boy of the group. He had this big, tough act, and it was obvious he was physically stronger than the rest of the guys. But was there more to him than that?
I'm just trying to be a gentleman.
Obviously there is.
The young girl has already gone through so much. She deserves a good treatment.
Well, that's very thoughtful of you.
There's a difference between being a gentleman and being an obnoxious flirt.
He does have a point.
Schooled even by James. You're gonna need some cold water for that term.
He actually said it. That's so funny.
By the way, I don't believe we caught your name even though you know each of us.
It's Hannah. By the way. I'm Hannah.
It's a pleasure to finally know your name.
Great.
Yeah, that's a nice name.
Thanks. They were all comfortable around me, despite the awkward situation we were in. It was as if it were natural for them to be around humans. I guess that was just how incubi worked. But I was still curious about one thing. Why are demons in the human world? Maybe that's a question. Excuse me. All at once they looked at me. I didn't know why, but having all of them look at me made me feel kind of important, like a queen or something.
What is it, miss?
I wanted to thank you for the food, but I still want to know why you all came here. I feel like I don't quite understand. Yeah. Understand? Yeah, like being told that a bunch of incubi randomly appearing in your house is perfectly understandable. Yep.
Oh, how do we explain?
Yeah.
We were attacked. We came here to heal. What's so difficult to understand?
That doesn't explain anything, Sam. Fucking Sam. Like, Why are demons here in our pathetic mortal world? Like, what business do you even have here? Why were you being attacked? You know, like, who's after you? Do you owe them money? Kind of thing.
Now you're just being rude, Sam.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, how is that difficult to understand?
It doesn't explain anything. No, I mean, what specifically happened?
Well, you see, we've been traveling around for quite some time now. Just recently we came into town, but we were jumped by this band of misfits.
Misfits? Like BBC Misfits? Or that one
So,
show?
in order to escape and heal, we came here for shelter. Again, we apologize for the mess we made.
Yeah, it's fine, I guess. So, you're all better now, right?
Yup, all thanks to you.
Sweet. Huh, me?
You see, beautiful, we feed on sexual energy. But we don't just get it from kissing lovely ladies such as yourself. We can simply touch someone's hand to obtain sexual energy. Everyone carries sexual energy, you know.
That's an interesting fact. I was still in shock about their powers. It wasn't just kisses that gave them power, it was anything physical. No wonder I was out for a while. God, these incubi intrigued me, but at the same time I could almost hear a warning siren going off in my head.
Is there anything else you wish to know?
Why are you here, though? Well, what do you plan to do now? What do you all plan to do now?
Yeah, what are we gonna do now, James?
That is a very good question. We just got here and surely we'll be hunted again if we leave.
We can take him easily.
No, you got your ass shot.
Not without more training, Sam. The result of that was clearly evident in our last encounter with them.
I have to agree with Eric that time. At that moment, I didn't know what came over me, but I suddenly felt sorry for them. They couldn't possibly survive out there. If they didn't know it was illegal to break into people's homes, they probably didn't know a bunch of other stuff. They probably would cause chaos all over town. Or on the flip side, they could be taken in for questioning and be poked and prodded like lab frogs for research. That was even worse. But most of all, they reminded me of back then. What? I was standing alone. The entire classroom was filled with laughter and chatter, but I stood in the midst of it, quiet and alone. It was strange seeing the whole world pass in front of me with such vibrancy, all while I stood there. On the plus side, I wasn't engaged in any of the drama that might have arisen, like scribbling on someone's paper for revenge or kicking someone too hard. It was kind of nice just standing back and watching things pass by and life go on. I had long before I convinced myself that I preferred being alone. I often said to myself in encouragement, yeah, I want to be alone. There's no one I like better than me, so I ought to spend more time with myself. But there was a certain bitterness that, coupled with being alone, made me feel so sad. There was a difference between being alone and lonely. I just didn't realize it at that moment. And even after that moment, my father, my mother, there was no one to turn to. I was so lonely. That's when I decided on it right then. I was going to see my grandfather. I didn't care if my father wouldn't take me. I was going to walk my way over there and see what he had to say about it. Wow, okay, I was like, wait, no. Mind is wandering off towards other directions. I had never seen typo. I had never what should I pick? I've never seen him before. I've never seen him before that. I've never met him before that. Oh, whatever. What better time to see him then? If no one else is going to help me with what I was feeling, I might as well have turned to him. So after school, I decided to walk there. I had no idea how to get there, and I was armed with only a scrap of paper with the address scribbled on it. As a 7-year-old, I obviously had great ideas. Yeah. I soon became lost, and like I always did when I felt lost, I just stood there on the sidewalk, back pressed up against the wall, and eyes looking at the strangers passing by. And like always, people continued to pass by and life continued to go on. I was sadder than ever. I had ended up in the situation I was originally in. Nothing had changed. I thought that I was silly for even thinking that I could change things with my own hands. Gosh, you're really deep for a 7-year-old. That was until a voice brought me back to reality.
Hun, is that you?
What are you doing here? I looked up and saw an unfamiliar face, but it was obvious that whoever was talking to me knew who I was. Oh, okay, wow, okay, so she's never met her grandpa before. Like, never, ever, ever, up until her 7 years life. Like, ever. I thought she just didn't, like, see him in a while. Wow, okay. And from that moment, things began to change. Life began moving in its rusty joints, and I realized that things were moving along. Suddenly, I had become part of the crowd that moved like a blur past me. I was no longer someone who stood still and watched others hurry past me. Life had changed, I had changed. Because the very person who found me that day was my grandfather. I had the opportunity to help them, though would I? I wanted to, but I wasn't sure if that was the best idea. After all, 5 demons in my house wasn't exactly the living arrangement that I had imagined when I first moved in. True. There was the matter of making sure no one found out about their powers. Thinking about them as lab rats made my stomach queasy. And even if they passed for humans, how would I explain having guys living in my house? Imagine if my friends came over. They would practically think I was part of a harem or something. Well, guess what? You already are. So, no going back. Oh god, imagine if my parents came over. I think my mom would faint. Who knows what my dad would do? I think he would have them arrested on the spot. Probably. Ugh, this is so hard. Ugh, this was hard. Maybe I should have written out a pros and cons list before actually having to make the decision.
Don't worry too much about it. You have plenty of time to decide. Besides, you should do what makes you happy as well.
Okay, Grandpa. It was strange that I happened to remember what my grandfather said to me when I was little, but it kind of made sense. They weren't in the same exact situation that I was in before, but I did want to help them out. I think it would ease my conscience and also make me a bit happy to give them help, as weird as that sounded. Clenching my hands into fists, I strengthened my resolve to speak up. Ugh. You could.
What was that, lovely lady?
Shut up, he knows it's coming. That is,
Spit it out already.
Shut up. You could stay here with me if you like. You can stay with me here if you'd like, yeah. As soon as I finished my sentence, the room became still. I'm not sure what went through their heads from my words. The silence in the air cut like a knife until I finally spoke up once more. It seems like you all need a place to stay, and well, I just moved into this giant house, so it seemed like it made sense. It was still quiet in the room. I decided to keep talking. If you would like to stay here, though, there are 2 things that I need all of you to follow.
Yes?
1, first of all, you can't use your powers or deliberately do something that might harm me or any guest that comes over. Well, save for enemies, but you get the drift.
That sounds reasonable.
Second, you have to help me with any errands around the house. This place is kind of big, so yeah.
That is a generous offer, miss. Are you sure that would be okay? We don't wish to burden you any more than we already have.
I say fuck it. It's alright, really. I mean, I just started living here myself, so I would appreciate some help around the house.
A wonderful idea. We'll live here and train while helping you with the house. Servants for the lovely princess.
What? Are you serious?
Hell yeah!
Shh, be quiet, Sam. I haven't slept in a bed for days.
They all seemed to like the idea except for Sam, but hey, I didn't really hate the idea either, even if they were incubi. It would be interesting having 5 guys help me with taking care of the house, given they would follow the rules that I had just laid down.
Grr, fine, but we're not staying here forever. Only until we can beat up that group of punks.
Okay.
I think that is a reasonable time limit for our stay.
Yes, this is awesome.
Also beautiful. If you need a bedfellow.
No.
Eric, knock it off.
I was happy that they agreed. Maybe it was because I wasn't going to be lonely for a while. Maybe it was because they all needed help and my want to help people was fulfilled. I would never be sure.
So what are we waiting for? Let's celebrate and dig in.
I was gonna say, are we just gonna talk and not eat at all?
Finally, I'm starving.
Instantly, Matthew and Sam began to stuff themselves with the food on the table. I noticed James' eyes twitching in irritation, so I stifled my incoming laugh.
Really, you two? You're both acting like pigs.
Oh, let them have a little freedom, James. It's not like we've eaten recently either. I'm sure they've been starving.
God.
Still, that's no excuse for stuffing their faces like backyard swine.
What a hard knock life you guys had lived. I almost couldn't hold it in. But I did, so I didn't. What the fuck? But But I did, so I didn't. But I did, so I didn't. It's like a haiku. So then, I looked back at Damien, who had been silent the whole time. He was leaning against the far wall, moving his lips almost silently to the empty space beside him. Out of curiosity, I looked the same way, though I found nothing there.
It's nothing.
What? Huh? I looked back to see Damien looking at me with his normal blank face. I couldn't help but stare back, feeling the red tint of embarrassment spreading across my face. As I stared, Damien gave a very small smile and closed his eyes, returning to his thoughts. Okay. Eventually, we all ate dinner together. It was strange eating with just guys, but they were enjoyable to be around. They made me feel like a part of their family as we ate together. However, our peace was soon disturbed. It's my mom. Excuse me. My bad. Hello?
Hey, honey, how are you? I'm sorry I didn't get to see you off.
Yeah, it's okay. Hi, Mom. Everything's fine. I'm actually eating dinner right now. No guys here.
Oh, good, good. So there was food there. Well, your father wanted me to call and talk to you about having a house party tomorrow night to celebrate the new house and all.
Oh, a house party tomorrow night so soon?
Your father insists. You know how he is with it.
I knew exactly what she meant. He didn't like long, relaxing periods between important events. It was slightly messed up. I was expected to act on the drop of a dime, from moving immediately the day after a funeral to my grandfather's house to now organizing a party. Gee, Dad, thanks so much. I know well since I don't exactly have you two here to help me arrange it, I'm going to need some time to prepare things.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, Suzu and Naomi can help. I have work, and you know how your father is.
Yeah, he won't help me. I know, I have to do it myself. He won't help.
I'm sure it'll be amazing, honey. I have faith in you.
Thanks, Mom.
Alright, I gotta go. I love you, sweetie.
I love you too. I love you too, Mom. Great. Now how am I gonna do this?
Is something wrong?
I gotta plan a house party.
She has to organize a house party for her parents.
What he said. How did you... Oh, right. Mind reading. But yeah, I gotta do it soon or my parents will be really disappointed. I'll have to stay up and organize everything tonight.
Hey, why don't we help you? That's what we're here for, right?
True.
I don't see why not.
Sweet.
I can name a few reasons why we shouldn't.
Then you can just leave.
Sam?
Back off!
We'll take care of everything, miss. Just leave everything to us.
No, I want to help too. That was surprising. I didn't think the boys would offer help right off the bat. I couldn't help but smile. I was actually rather thankful now that I let them stay. Now I didn't have to do everything alone. As I kept thinking about it, I couldn't help but yawn.
Feeling a little tired over there, princess?
Sorta. Yeah, haha. It's been a long day. At least tomorrow's the weekend so I can sleep in. Then it hit me. Wait, where are you going to sleep? Where are you all going to sleep? I'm pretty sure this mansion has rooms to spare, so you go and you pick.
We found some guest rooms on the opposite end of the house from the master bedroom. I'm sure those will do just fine.
Right. Oh, got it. Alright then. I'm heading to my room to study and sleep. I guess I'll see you all tomorrow.
Have a good night.
Night. I will. You too. Bye. With that, I left the dining room and went to my room.
Eric, no.
just no.
What? I wasn't going to do anything.
Yes, he was.
Shh.
I don't trust any of you, actually. As soon as I got into my room, a wave of exhaustion hit me. Why am I so tired all of a sudden? I just woke up from that nap. I dragged myself to bed and hauled up one of my bags. I opened it and grabbed my economics book, knowing that no matter how tired I was, I had to study at least a page or two before sleeping at last. The words on the page scrambled in my mind as I read through them, but after 2 or 3 tries, I managed to understand what the page was about. Equations! Ugh! Finally, I decided to change into my pajamas and head to bed. Today had been a long day and I needed the rest. Hopefully tomorrow will be better. 3 days of surprises in a row would kill me. Yep. With that thought in mind, I drifted to sleep, embracing the darkness of slumber. Oh my god.
You fucking pretty boys think you're all that, huh? Well, save that to the end of my pistol!
God, I hope he's not outside my house right now. Huh? What's going on? I couldn't move my body. I felt like I was tied up and I couldn't see anything beyond the darkness that surrounded me, yet I could hear the sounds of a heated argument coming at me from all directions.
One move and she gets it!
The fuck?
Let her go!
Matthew?
Come on, chicken shit. Fight us like a real man.
What is going on?
Like you scare me, Sam! Come on! Take one step. I dare
What the fuck is going on? I just want to sleep. Why can't I see?
Stay away from her,
Who
Malix!
the fuck is... That's what I get for being nice.
And what are you gonna do, nerd boy?
Suddenly, I felt myself pulled to one side and arms wrapped around my body protectively. Huh?
I've got you. Don't worry.
Cool. What? Huh? Eric? What the what? As I was held in a tight embrace, I felt the world around me once again settle into a low, peaceful hum. The hostility of the dream before had faded into black as the arms around me rocked me comfortingly. Slowly, though, my eyes fluttered open and I looked up at the person holding me. Damien? What? I stared into the eyes of Damien. His face was painted with worry and concern, and I knew he must have seen my dream. Why did I dream of Eric holding me, though?
You can't control your dreams.
Obviously, I can't. Oh, well, I guess you're right.
Are you okay?
Peachy. Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. What time is it?
It's 9 a.m. James and I were making breakfast when I, well...
Yeah, okay. You can't control your mind reading?
No, not yet at least. I hope to learn eventually, though.
Okay, that's interesting.
Is everything alright?
Dandy. Yeah, I'm alright.
That's good. I'm assuming you had a nightmare.
Yeah. Yes, I'm sorry for disturbing you both.
You didn't disturb us, miss. Besides, we'd rather make sure you're okay before anything.
Aww. Oh, thank you.
Now, why don't you come downstairs with us and have some breakfast? I'm sure some nice food will take your mind off of what you dreamt of.
Food. It was embarrassing to be the damsel in distress once again, but I felt rather happy that James and Damon were concerned for me, despite only knowing me for a short time. I wasn't sure if it was just courtesy or if they were genuinely concerned. I couldn't exactly read their minds. Alright. Food! The two boys led me back to the dining room, where the smell of bacon and eggs danced in the air. The smell wafted from the kitchen and made its way into the room, making my stomach growl in need. Breakfast smells good.
We should be done with breakfast soon. If you want to sit down at the table, you can.
I nodded before sitting down. As I sat down, however, my mind drifted back to the dream I had. That feeling of hostility around me made my body shudder instinctively, even though I knew it wasn't real. But however, as my eyes closed, I felt a hand place itself on top of my head, breaking me out of my thoughts. Huh?
Morning. You alright?
Well, I apparently nearly got killed in my dream, but it's okay. Normal shit. Yeah, I'm fine. Sam, the owner of the hand on my head, raised an eyebrow at me before rustling my hair and moving away to sit down at the table. He then barked towards the kitchen where James is working.
Hey! Is the food done yet? I'm starving!
God, wait. Jesus, hold your horses.
There's no need to yell, Sam!
You're yelling too!
Don't argue with me!
God. From behind me, Eric appeared and sat beside me, rubbing his temples in obvious annoyance.
Can we not yell this early in the morning? It's not like we're in the castle.
Castle? For some reason, when I heard the word castle, I couldn't help but yell in surprise. These guys had a castle? Sam looked at me and smirked at my reaction.
Yeah, we have a castle back home. Our dining room's 10 times bigger than this room.
And wouldn't it be logical to not yell?
Whatever.
The more I think about it, the more Sam and I seem to be more alike. Soon, James and Damien appeared, hands full of plates that carried bacon, eggs, toast, and waffles! Yay! They placed the plates down by each seat before seating themselves. I'm more excited about the food than anything else.
My favorite.
Finally.
Thank you for the breakfast. It looks amazing.
It's our pleasure.
God damn it! All of a sudden my phone began to ring, ushering me to pull it from my pocket and answer. Hello?
Hey! Good morning!
Even my friends in real life don't call me in the morning.
Guess who's at your door right now?
Oh no you don't. Oh, don't do it. Oh my god. God damn. Right on cue, there was a knock from the lobby door. My heart stopped. Suzu and Naomi were here. No! My heart quickly began to pound in my chest. Matthew was in the lobby and he'd get the door first. I instantly jumped out of my chair and rushed out of the dining room. Parkour that shit! As I passed through the archway between the dining room and lobby, I saw Matthew reach his hand for the brass door handle, causing the world to go into slow motion. Matthew, don't! Ah! But before my words could reach his ears, Matthew had opened the door and revealed the surprised faces of Naomi and Suzu. We're gonna have to pull the cousin cards again. Yeah, haha, awkward. Huh? The world around me stopped as Suzu and Naomi kept their eyes on Matthew, who merely stared back in fear and embarrassment. I could feel the air go from warm to freezing in a matter of seconds. This is really awkward.
Hi?
I could not believe this was happening. How was I going to explain this? This week was already bad enough. To make matters worse, I was frozen in place. Please, for God's sake, someone do something other than stand there. You're all fucking useless.
Who?
Thank you, Suzu. Suzu, let me explain. He's my cousin that's from abroad, and he came over to, visit.
What's going on here?
Who's at the door, Matthew?
Oh, guys, why would you... Soon the other incubi appeared in the lobby with us. The situation was not getting pretty. I had to think fast. They're my brothers, they're in your head, they're visitors. What? None of them are... Oh my god. What happened to the cousin? Whatever happened to the cousins? That would have been more passable. They look nothing like me. They're brothers, they're in your head, they're visitors. They're visitors, then how the fuck do I know them? I gotta get that excuse too. Fuck. God, these choices. No, where? My cousin's card. No. They're visitors.
Then why did one of them open the door?
Because he was closest to it, duh.
Yeah, that doesn't make
He was
sense.
just there. He was closest. It was no use. There was no time to lie to them. I felt helpless. Then I felt a hand on my shoulder and felt the tension in my body almost fade away. I turned my head to see James smile at me before stepping in front of me.
We must apologize, ladies. We know this situation must be confusing for everyone. Let's take this to the dining room and we'll explain everything.
Yeah, you guys work your demon magic charms on them. Please. This is the only time I permit it. I stared at James wide-eyed. Was he going to tell them who they were? Everything seemed surreal. Before I knew it, I was led to the dining room along with Suzu and Naomi and sat across from their confused gazes. As Naomi and Suzu sat down, Eric and Matthew placed their untouched plates of food in front of them, surprising their guests.
Whoa, this looks amazing!
Yeah, bribe them with food. Distract them.
Thank you!
Our pleasure, ladies. We hope you enjoy your meals.
Make sure you dig in!
I looked at Naomi and Suzu as they began to eat, visibly enjoying every bite they placed in their mouth. Hopefully the food would ease their minds for whatever James wanted to reveal. As Naomi and Suzu ate their impromptu meals, James and the other boys stood behind my chair, making me grow more red in the face.
So, Anderson, are you gonna tell us what's going on?
Yeah, about that. Well, you see, Gently, James placed a hand on my shoulder again, signaling me to just eat my food. As I began to eat, he spoke to Naomi and Suzu.
We are Miss Anderson's house servants. We were hired by her late grandfather to help around the mansion, but since he has passed, we now assist Miss Anderson with living on her own.
That makes sense. It's such a huge
Yay,
house.
nailed it.
A huge house for a wonderful princess such as Miss Anderson deserves the greatest of servants to care for.
Thanks.
But why are you all dressed so casually and stuff? Aren't servants supposed to have uniforms or whatever?
Well, Miss Anderson allows us to get comfy while we work, so she lets us wear casual
Because I'm
clothes.
nice like that.
Yeah, something like that.
We're sorry if we made the situation awkward earlier.
We're very sure that Miss Anderson is also still getting used to having us as her servants. It would be very hard to explain after just a day.
I guess.
So, if I may ask, what brings you two ladies here?
Well, we wanted to see how our friend was doing. Since it's the weekend and all, usually we hang out and just chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, like going to the arcade and stuff.
Who goes to the arcade nowadays?
Or the Pink Lady Cafe.
There's an arcade?
I thought our house is in the middle of nowhere.
That makes a lot of sense, ladies. Well, we don't wish to disturb you any further than we have, so we'll take our leave and start preparing the
Okay,
house.
bye.
Huh? Preparing for what?
We're gonna have a house party. Yeah, you wanna come?
We gotta prep the house for some sort of housewarming party thing.
Yeah, what he said.
Our princess's parents requested a housewarming party to be held here soon.
And by soon they mean tonight.
Oh, well, I guess we can help out or something. Right, Naomi?
I thought you wanted to go to the arcade.
This housewarming thing is more important.
Aw, you're so nice, Suzu.
No need. We can handle it. If you'd like to, miss, you can go out with your friends while we handle things here.
Oh.
Seriously?
Sam, not now.
Well, I wanted to help out, but at the same time, I wanted to go out with my friends. James gave me a look of understanding, letting me know that if I left, everything would be okay. I had to make a decision. Did I even save that? Oh god. Oops. No. Ha. That's a weird thumbnail, but anyways. Wait. I still don't trust it. I'm gonna just overwrite it just in case. Yes. There we go. Thought the thumbnail was a bit strange. Maybe I saved it too fast. Anyways, I'll go out with Suzu and Naomi. I'll stay and help around the house. Well, I'm pretty sure you're capable enough of not fucking things up, so I can obviously go out and hang and shit and just not worry. Yeah, I can do that. I don't know. I actually don't know, because I feel bad for our friends because they came out all the way here to just hang out with us, and we're besties. You know, hoes before bros, I guess. But I feel bad for leaving. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. God damn it. You know what? This can be a test of trust, okay? If I come back and things aren't going to shit, then you guys can have my trust again.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, they're capable people. I'm sure I trust these guys to be able to work everything out.
Thank you for trusting us, miss.
Exactly. There you go, bye.
We'll have everything done for you by the time you return home.
Okay.
Alright, we'll wait here while you go get your things.
I was strangely relieved to know that everything was going to be okay while I was gone from the house. I trusted the guys enough to do everything they could for this house party, so my mind focused itself on hanging out with my friends. Eventually, I was out the door, walking towards Naomi's car, and Naomi and Suzu. What? With Naomi and Suzu. Suzu grabbed the entire back seat as I took the passenger side. Naomi started the car and drove off towards the city. Damn girl, she drives. It was nice driving out with my friends. After all that had happened, it was good to just go out and forget my troubles.
Well, since we got you out of the house, we might as well go to the mall and walk around a bit. We did just eat breakfast
Shopping! Well, yeah, that was a good meal, though.
Could have had more flavor, in my opinion.
Suzu, you eat chili peppers when you're bored. Everything you eat always needs more flavor.
She's hardcore. She eats chili peppers when she's bored? Like potato chips? God. You need to teach me, Suzu. I still can't get over that, Suzu. I still can't get over that, Suzu. You're crazy. You eat chili peppers like potato chips.
You never eat spicy things, Anderson. You don't know how it feels.
Anyways, after the mall, what do you want to do? We could go to the Pink Lady Cafe and chill out with Kay. I'm sure she'd love the company.
But we have to stop by the arcade. They have this new game out called Orion. You get to control this guy named Isaku, and you're part of the rebel forces, and you get to shoot things, and there's robots, and...
Sheesh, we get it, Suzu, we get it. We'll go to the arcade.
Okay, which one first, though? You know how popular Kay is. She'll be swamped with customers later in the day.
I'd rather go in the late afternoon. She has better options during the last hour of the cafe.
That's true.
So basically after the arcade?
You figured me out so quickly, Patterson.
What did I tell you about using my last name?
Well, let's go. Let's go to the arcade, the cafe. God damn it. The arcade. Fuck it. So we headed to the mall and walked around for a good amount of time before driving out to Moonfall Arcade. As weird as the name sounded, the arcade was one of the best arcades in the city. Kids and teenagers lined the games, watching the players at the consoles as they anxiously waited to have their turns.
Oh, there it is! There it is!
Go crazy. Suzu grabbed Naomi and me by the hands before dragging us to a section of the arcade where a bunch of kids had gathered in awe and excitement. In the middle of the crowd was a large game with 2 joystick platforms and a screen that flashed the name Orion every other second. In the background of the screen, a holographic playfield glimmered before us, revealing a neo-futuristic battlefield and an enemy robot charging right at the camera.
This is the game you were excited about?
It looks really cool.
That's right! And I'm gonna play it so hard I'll beat the game in one shot.
You do that. Suzu smirked and looked at me, hoping that I would join her as I usually did for partner games. I looked to Naomi, who merely rolled her eyes, crossed her arms, and gave me the okay nod. I grinned before nodding to Suzu, who cheered in joy.
Woohoo! Alright, let's do this.
It took us a good half hour before we were able to step up to the platforms, and the point of the game was to beat the government and restore freedom to the general public. We played as rebels and a robot, and the game quickly became a smash and bash game versus multiple enemy robots. Playing with Suzu was always an adventure. We both knew what our strengths and weaknesses were, so it was easy to collaborate with each other. It wasn't long before we got into the swing of the game and were beating enemies like crazy. By the time we got to the boss, we were unstoppable. It was so refreshing to beat the boss and put our 3-letter code names into the high score list.
And that is how you game. We are unstoppable,
Sweet.
Anderson.
Suzu gave me a large smile, which made me smile back. I was happy to be able to hang out and have fun with my friends like this. I felt free from worries or responsibilities. It was something I loved. We eventually lost track of the time and wound up staying longer than we expected, making us unable to stop at the cafe before going home to dress for the housewarming party. Wow. Okay. So we drove back. Naomi and Suzu, I said Suzy. Suzu picked up clothes and other necessities from their houses before driving back to the mansion. The hour of the house party had arrived. In my mind, I kept double and triple checking the essentials for the party. Knowing my dad, he invited his business partners and executives of the Anderson Company to show me off. I stood in front of my mirror in my room, staring at my form as a million thoughts ran through my mind. It was just a housewarming party, but at the same time, it wasn't. It was a business gala. No, I don't know. It was my chance to show my dad that I was better than his expectations. It was a chance for me to see my parents as a woman. It was my test to see if I was really ready to live on my own. Well, not truly alone. I had the incubi to thank, but even so, I didn't have my dad guiding me or my mom helping me through living alone. A knock on my door broke my thoughts, surprising me. Who is it?
Hey, are you okay in there? Your parents should be here soon, so you should hurry get ready.
I'm done. Well, I'm ready, but...
But what? I'm sure you look fine, Anderson. Just come on out.
Quit dilly-dallying. Alright. As soon as I opened the door to the hall, I watched as Naomi's and Suzu's face turned from smiles to complete awestruck stares. What?
Dude, you look
Thanks.
hot.
Yeah, you look amazing. Where did you get
Zara's.
that dress?
No, I don't know. I've had it for a while. I just never had the chance to wear it. I figured I might as well bring it out now. Oh, hey, everybody looking all fancy. I stepped out of my room and closed my bedroom door behind me. As I walked down this hall to the grand lobby, the incubi stood waiting for me at the bottom, all dressed in the nines as proper servants.
Whoa! They really know how to dress well, don't they?
They're suits. There's nothing to it. Yeah. I was slightly taken aback on how great the boys looked in uniform. Each had the poise of a perfect gentleman, even Sam. I slowly began to climb down the steps with Suzu and Naomi behind me. The boys watched as I descended the staircase one step at a time, like knights waiting for their princess. But I'm a queen. Joking. I felt my face slightly flush, but I quickly shook my head to try and regain my thoughts. As I reached the last step, James offered his hand out to me and walked me down that final step, smiling.
As beautiful as a princess, miss.
Thanks, I know. Thank you.
So, are you prepared for tonight?
Yes, I'm ready. To be honest, no, as ready as I'll ever be. Look at all these choices. Yes, I'm ready. To be honest, no, as ready as I'll ever be. As ready as I'll ever be. I couldn't deny that I was nervous, but I had to try. This party was more than what it seemed, and I had done all that I could to prepare for it. Now it was all up to fate. The other boys smiled assuringly at me, which made me feel a little better about everything. I looked at my phone and marked the time. Almost right on cue, the doorbell rang. I gulped. I could practically feel my dad's aura from behind the door. Sam and Eric quickly rushed to the door and opened the double doors wide to reveal my parents, both dressed in their best. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Oh my, I didn't know your bequeathment came with servants.
Dad, you literally just changed the color of your tie. Actually, no. I can't remember. His suit was either really dark brown or black. I can't remember.
It was probably overlooked. Besides, who would deny good service?
I was completely shocked. My parents didn't question the boys. They didn't ask for verification or anything. Yeah, they're all like pretty chill. They're like, oh, cool. I looked at the boys and noticed Sam and Eric staring intently at my parents. Were they using their powers on them? They had to be. There was no way they'd be okay with this otherwise.
I guess the servants counted as belongings to the house.
I guess. My mother quickly rushed to me and gave me a large hug. I hugged her back, inhaling her perfume. It had only been a couple of days, but living away from the ones who raised me was hard. My mother soon let me go and looked at my outfit.
Gorgeous. You look so lovely. David, look at your daughter and tell her I'm right.
I am. I looked to my dad, who was looking around the lobby like an inspector. I stood my ground, waiting for him to look at me. When he did, he let a small smile grace his lips.
Your mother's right. You look like you're all grown up.
The world around me stopped as my heart pounded hard in my chest. Did my dad just compliment me on his own accord? My mother was grinning ear to ear at his words. I was beyond speechless. Thank you, Daddy. However, his cold face quickly returned as he began to look around once again.
I assume that you're ready, then, to impress the rest of the guests, correct?
What do you mean?
The entire board from Anderson Toys is coming tonight. Even the vice chairman's son will be coming. All of them will be measuring your potential.
My potential?
To become CEO of the company.
Oh, God. I knew it. Something was off about tonight, and now this party had become much more than I anticipated. I gulped silently, but I nodded in response. I looked to the incubi, but they were continuing to be servants for my father's approval. I looked behind me and saw Naomi and Suzu raise their thumbs at me for encouragement. I let out a small breath before feeling my body accept the situation. I felt a weight in my gut, but I had to hide it. As the time zoomed forward, all of a sudden the main hall of the lobby was full of guests. Men and women in formal or business attire showed up to meet me and see my new home. I didn't expect many to come, but I was once again surprised that night. I shook hands with many officials and executive members, putting on the professional face my dad trained me to have. I felt overwhelmed, but I hid it well behind a small smile and a handshake. Many even asked me questions. I tried my best to reply as maturely as possible. I had to remember, say what they want to hear, not what you want to say.
So, how do you feel living on your own at such a young age?
Quite good. Oh god! Ah, no! I gotta actually do. Fucking Christ! I have to do an interview today too. Fucking hell! It's difficult being independent. I wish I was. Nope. Could be better, to be honest. Nope. Well, I feel.
I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing away.
Was that timed? Oh my god! Hold the fuck up. Fuck! I just did the stupidest shit. You all saw it. Don't judge me. I'm still trying to get used to this. Okay, I'm so sorry about your grandfather passing. Okay, what the? Oh, it is time. I didn't even see that. Oh my god. Thank you for your condolences.
Do you have college?
Oh my god, it's all timed? Oh my god. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I felt the questions come up one after another. It was tough to answer some of them because they weren't about me, they were about the company.
What do you think will happen with the company now that your grandfather has passed?
Why are you asking me this? That depends on who runs it, I guess. I will go back to track. It's hard to say. Like, executive, I don't know.
What do you think of the philanthropic policy
It's great.
the company has?
It's great. If it were up to me, I'd be more concerned about making profits. The policy is great. I'm thirsty.
Do you think the company should expand from just toys?
Why are you asking me all this question? It's a possibility. Eventually, the question stopped and I was back to being by myself. Naomi and Susan were mingling in the crowds and the incubi were doing their jobs, so I was all alone in a room full of strangers. God damn it, you can't just do that to me. I can't even see the time measurement bar thing on the bottom screen. That caught me off guard. Fucking Christ. It was unnerving to think about it, but at least I wasn't being questioned left and right anymore. Good. Suddenly, though, my mom pushed her way through the crowd to me, bringing along someone I didn't know.
Honey, I'd like to introduce you to someone. This kind gentleman is the son of the vice chairman.
I really don't care right now, Mother. Oh, hi. With my mother stood a man who looked only a couple of years older than me. He smiled and held out his hand to me, silently asking for my hand.
Hi, I'm Andrew Lewis. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Anderson.
Hi. Place your hand in his, simply nod to him. Let's be polite. As I placed my hand in his, he raised it to his lips and kissed over my knuckles. I felt my face burn slightly at the gesture. Andrew smiled at me before releasing my hand.
I'm honored to be invited
Great.
here.
Good. My mother smiled at both of us, which made me slightly concerned. Why was she excited to introduce me to Andrew? Because she wants to hook you up with him.
So, you organized this party very well, Miss
Well,
Anderson.
I didn't. My trusty guys over there did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Praise is very much deserved.
Andrew then chuckled nervously, bringing a soft fist to his lips to cover his laugh properly before smiling at me.
I'm sorry if I seem a little forward. I've just been excited to meet Harold Anderson's granddaughter.
Huh? Why?
He used to talk about you all the time in the office on how you helped him refine his toys. I only attended meetings and heard all of the stories. You've helped a lot with the success of the company without having to actually work there.
I'm that good. Oh wow, I didn't know he talked about me. That would explain everyone's fascination with me and their rather personal questions. I looked to Andrew, who had a kind face to me. Something about him seemed off and I didn't know what it was. He seemed to be hiding something. Whether it was good or bad, I was not able to find out. Is everyone shady? Is everyone that I meet gonna be hella shady? Holy shit. I felt someone walk up beside me, causing me to turn to them. Next to me was my dad, giving his cold stare to Andrew, who suddenly became tense.
So, you're Jared's son.
He obviously doesn't like him because he's the son of the vice chairman who is inheriting the company. I'm pretty sure. That was in the will. Andrew's body twitched slightly. Whether it was fear or insult, Andrew locked eyes with my father. I couldn't help but feel the tension between them. It irked me how fragile the air had become, enough to break at the wrong word.
You're the one who wants to be the next CEO of the Anderson Company.
Well...
I stared at Andrew. This guy wanted to take my grandfather's place as CEO. I thought the vice chairman wanted the position.
David, leave the poor boy
I know, you're
alone.
making him nervous.
I'm merely testing the boy's conversational skills. Nothing wrong with that.
Of course not, sir.
And polite as well.
Interesting. Fascinating. And you just
me.
successfully scared him off. And quickly, Andrew retreated away from my family into the crowd of people. Stay put, follow him. Oh my. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go either way. I don't want to stay here with my parents, but I don't want to follow him either. I just want to go into my room and just sleep. Okay, let's just stay put. I watched as he disappeared into the crowd towards the back of the house. I was worried, but I gave him his space. He obviously needed it.
He's not CEO material.
That's because you practically interrogated the
Yeah,
young man.
like you just gave him the stink eye and then he just kind of went, okay, leaving, bye.
A little questioning shouldn't have bothered him. He's obviously not ready for any title in our company.
Well, okay. I bit my tongue. I didn't want to make a scene with my dad. One wrong word and he'd lecture me in front of everyone. That was not something that I wanted at my housewarming party. I let out a sigh before looking at the clock. It was getting close to midnight, meaning that the party was going to end. I lowered my gaze out of the window and saw a limo pull up. Huh? Whose limo is that?
Oh, that must be
Who the fuck is Lewis?
Car.
I'll go get him. Stay with your father so you can escort your guests out together.
Yes, Mom. My mother left my dad and me to slowly escort the guests out. My dad held a simple smile as he thanked each person for coming. I did the same. Andrew quickly passed the doors before I could speak. Bye. Eventually, only Susan, Naomi, my parents, and the incubi were left. My dad suddenly walked over and placed a hand on my shoulder with a smile. I stared up at him, a wave of confusion washing over my face. What? Yeah, what?
You did good tonight.
Ah, thanks! Oh my god. Oh, thank you, Dad.
Keep it up, and you'll be a good
Thanks.
CEO.
Can I go to bed now? Oh, right.
Alright, your mother and I have to leave. I'm sure Naomi and Susan
Yeah.
need to leave as well. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you should stay up all night.
I just want to go to bed. All right.
Thanks for having us. It was a
Yeah.
great party.
We'll come visit tomorrow or something.
Sure.
All right?
Right, see ya.
Good night, sweetie. Come visit
Sure.
us soon.
Will do. Ugh, I hate house parties. Like, I'd rather go to house parties rather than host my own because it's just so much work. All 4 of my remaining guests left the building, all but my dad waving back to me. With the last of the guests gone, I sighed and sat on the staircase exhausted. Phew, that was tiring.
It's not like you had to do
I had
any
to
work.
talk to people that I didn't want to talk to. That in itself is tiring.
Give her a break, man. She was getting interrogated left and right.
She handled herself the best she could.
Thanks.
As expected,
See, and
princess.
at least some people appreciate me, Sam. So shut up.
Since you're exhausted, why not head to bed?
Are you
We
sure?
can clean up.
God.
Hush, Sam.
Are you guys sure?
Positive. It shouldn't take long.
Okay.
Ho ho ho! It didn't take long to find you little shits after all.
What the fuck? No, I just want to go to bed. But we're gonna end this episode right here because fuck this shit. We got through a lot of stuff today in this episode. And by the looks of it, it looks like it's moving along pretty fast. Like, what the fuck is gonna happen here? Like, I really want to continue, but like, I think the episode has been going on for quite a while now. So it's best to just end it here. So I will continue on this let's play in the next episode, and we can find out who the hell just decide to show their ugly ass up in my place when I'm about to just head off to bed. So I'll see you next time then. Bye.